Hey there, and welcome. Sometimes it feels like we're surrounded by puzzles just waiting to be cracked, right? Well, today, we're going to show you the key. We are going to totally demystify data analytics and pull back the curtain on how it turns those big, confusing questions into incredibly clear answers. So let's start with the mysteries themselves. Our journey really begins with the kind of questions that pop up all the time, whether you're running a company or just, trying to make sense of the world around you. These are those everyday mysteries that can seem completely impossible to solve at first glance. So, picture this. You're looking at a sales chart, and all of a sudden there's this huge nosedive. The first reaction? Probably a little bit of panic, right? You're asking, where did our customers go? Did we do something wrong? It's like a classic detective story, except all the clues are buried deep inside the numbers. Or how about this one? Think about the last time you were shopping online. How in the world did that website know you'd be interested in that specific thing? I promise you, it's not magic. It's because behind the scenes, an algorithm was busy answering this exact question. And this is so important to get. These moments where you feel lost or uncertain, they aren't roadblocks at all. In fact, every single one of these questions is an open door. It's an opportunity to understand your business, your customers, and your world on a way deeper level. Okay, so how do we actually walk through that door? Well, it all starts with learning the art of asking why, but in a really structured, methodical way. And this is where we get into the formal process for digging up those powerful answers. And that whole process has a name, of course: data analytics. It's pretty much the science of taking all that raw, messy data — we're talking sales numbers, website clicks, customer comments, all of it — and turning it into something that actually makes sense. It's about finding the story that's hiding in the spreadsheet. To boil it down even further, think of data analytics as the engine that turns raw information into actual intelligence. It's the bridge that gets you from the pile of data you have to the smart decision you absolutely need to make. And this really hits the nail on the head. The whole point isn't just to crunch numbers because it's cool. The entire goal is super practical. It's about solving real-world problems and making better, faster, and way more confident decisions. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. We can actually visualize this entire process. Think of it like climbing a ladder of insight. And with every single rung you climb, you get to a higher, more powerful level of understanding. It's how we move from just looking at data to knowing exactly what to do. So let's climb this ladder, rung by rung. First, on the bottom, you have descriptive analytics. That just tells you what happened, the basic facts. Then you climb up to diagnostic analytics, which digs in to figure out why it happened. Next up is predictive analytics, which takes all that and forecasts what's probably going to happen next. And finally, right at the top, you've got prescriptive analytics, which tells you, okay, here's what we should do about it. See? From simple observation all the way to a concrete action plan. And here is that exact ladder in action, using our sales drop mystery. So, descriptive, sales dropped by 15%. That's the what. Diagnostic, we dig in and find out a competitor launched a huge promotion. That's the why. Predictive, our forecast says if we do nothing, sales are going to stay low for a couple more weeks. That's the what's next. And finally, prescriptive. We need to launch a counter promotion to win back our customers. And there it is, our action plan. It's amazing how one question just flows right into the next, isn't it? Now, this whole ladder of insight thing, it's not just a cool theory. It's being used every single day out in the real world to drive strategy and make a real impact in tons of different industries. In the business world, analytics is pretty much the ultimate competitive edge. It's how companies figure out which ads are actually working, so they're not just throwing marketing money away. It's how they make their supply chains run smoother, create amazing customer experiences that build loyalty, and ultimately build the products that people actually want and need. And then you have the high-stakes world of finance, where analytics is absolutely critical. It's the engine that spots a fraudulent credit card purchase in a split second by noticing spending patterns that just don't look right. It's also how investment firms figure out the risk of a new venture, protecting their clients and helping them grow. All right. As we start to wrap this up, let's bring it all back to you. We've climbed that ladder of insight. We've seen it in action out in the wild. But what does all this mean for how you see things from here on out? And if you take away just one thing today, let it be this. This stuff isn't just for data scientists in a lab somewhere. Understanding these principles, it's like a superpower. It's a whole new lens that lets you look at any problem, ask the right kinds of questions, and see the path to a solution with just incredible clarity. So,
I'm going to leave you with this thought. You now have the framework to turn any mystery into a real opportunity for insight. The question isn't, what is data analytics anymore? The real question is, what mysteries are you going to solve? Thanks for tuning in.